Okay, I don't know if this is working. Okay. I'm going to do a short video today because we're going to be leaving here after a little while. Plus, my phone's almost dead. So today is workout Wednesday. Yeah. May 14, 2025. Just a review. Last stream we did talk a lot about if you're going into entrepreneurialism and you're trying to figure out the numbers game that's involved in all of that. Finding out as much information about it before you go into it is always, great. But who the fuck does that? So, and if you do, kudos. But as far as myself, I did not, and I learned the hard way because that's just how I am. And so when I went into it, I didn't know anything about it. Figured, like I said, this is gonna be like a off the wall type thing where I'm just kind of gonna try it out and see how it goes. Had no plan going into this other than if I can get back 10%, I'll be good. Well, I met that, and now my next goal is 20%. So, or 10% for the first 6 months, 20% for the next, or above. And so I'm trying to recalculate the algebraic expression to be able to make a profit and be able to continue my business going at the rate that I want it to go and go up, So, unfortunately, there are outside lying factors that are involved in pretty much anything that you do. So, you're not always going to get the same outcome naturally. But, if you go into it and you have somewhat of an idea of what you want to do, then you can take the invisible steps to get you to where you need to be or to your goal or to your whatever. But there's going to be invisible steps there that you're not going to see. They're going to pop up maybe out of nowhere, or maybe there will be steps that you'll have to take a leap of faith and jump because you don't know what the next step is going to be. So, that's what I did. I took a leap of faith and I jumped, and I'm very much learning that I am climbing an uphill mountain. So, you got to take one day at a time and just keep moving forward, towards whatever it is that you're wanting to do. And take those little tiny steps. I mean, it's literally, like I said, once I get this down to PDF file, get this finited first, and I'll get this down to PDF, and this might be able to help you. But the reason why I do this, and the way that I do this, scheduling for the stream, as well as for myself, is because all things are interconnected with each other. And they assist you when you are trying to do entrepreneurialism, like a content creator. So, and all these things go hand in hand, and it helps keep life moving smoothly as much as you can, right? So, and your schedule thing will be different and adjustable and whatever. So, so yeah, going into, I did pull forward all of the things in the calendar. Something that you're going to have to do is walk through your calendars, review your past schedules, and pull it forward. Double check anything that you missed and pull it forward into the now or the next. So this way it's immediate. Languages was how to communicate emotions that are new and a better way of comprehending coping mechanisms. Extra water intake, less sugar, household, personal, and for sale for the Goodwill and eBay side of it. Now, I did add how to get expenses down, close the gap in the algebraic expression, and rereading that pinned retail expressions page. Like I said, there's a lot of algebra that goes involved in with this, and I'm not a numbers person. If you are, you can rule the world. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep reading Google. I did pre-make suppers, but we've been doing our own thing, so I'm not even gonna worry about meals right now. Charging station, I have several plugs over there. I just don't have a specific location for them yet, so I'm in the process. Yesterday we did talk about retail. We didn't get into numbers in the actual budget yesterday, but I am going to go ahead and we did talk a lot about retail numbers and definitions yesterday. But for the envelope system for numbers yesterday, I was able to, Jeff actually found them, I think, was a box of cards. But they only had like 2 cards. So they had a ton of envelopes in them. And they just fit really well. I punched the holes in there, but they fit really well in here. And I like the texture that they have. They're kind of a little bit thicker than a regular envelope. So that worked out great. I've got 10 in there right now to start with. So when I do the numbers thing for the sinking funds in the cash envelope system, we will be defining the envelopes. Like, for example, a couple of them could be, like I said in the previous streams, like when we go out and thrift, what money will be going into thrifting, what money will be going into my eBay account for the supplies. So purchases and supplies. So for, whatever thrifting, any money that I'm going to put towards, my kids, my family, stuff like that, household, personal type stuff, and so, and then for sale stuff. So going back into, and then, and sinking funds moving forward, like bill pay and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that more next Tuesday. But yeah, I did get into that. I started doing that. I'm going to go ahead and probably fill those out today at some point. So getting caught up to, like I said, the entrepreneurialism, you have a lot of things that you have to look at. We always jump into it and we don't think anything of it. We're just like, oh, we're just going to do this. And then we get slammed with all these like negative effects, right? Because we didn't know coming into this what was going to happen. And that's why I said yesterday, and I kept stressing and still will continue to stress, that the first year in sales is always going to be a loss. You're going to take that first year as a loss, as a lesson. Anything that happens in that first year, positive, negative, I don't care. Take it as a lesson and grow your next year from that. Okay. And I know that I'm saying year, that's a long ass time, right? 5 years, 20 years, 40 years goes by like that. So the little bit of 10% that you're putting in every single day is going to make that 20, 30, 40 years later worth it in the long run. The hardest part is keeping up with that little 10% every day to make your days 100%. So even if it's just 10 things a day. So, and again, I'm speaking from a place of lack right now because I don't have a ton of things on my plate like I used to. And I did that on purpose. I personally needed to take a step back and reevaluate life a little bit here recently. And it's been a long freaking road. And I'll tell you what, and every day it's a battle. Every day I'm battling against myself. I'm battling against the things that are happening in the world around me, and it's a learning lesson for all of us, and we just take the little baby steps along the way. So don't give up. I know it might seem like life is like inundating right now, but everything will be okay. and just keep going. You never really realize how far you can go until you take the first steps, right? So the first steps actually aren't even that hard. It's keeping up with the steps. You know what I mean? Having that self-discipline enough to be able to teach yourself whatever it is that you need to do to have the life that you want. And then, if you have a chance to, be able to teach others that same path. Or, if not the same path, because your path is going to be different than my path, and my path is going to be different than everybody else's path. Right? So, because certain events happen at certain times and certain opportunities come about at specific like alignments, and it's just not possible for two things to happen at the same time. Like, there's just not. So, like, it's like, you guys are always on this stream talking about video games and stuff, right? Well, life's like a video game. You just don't get to hit the reset button. And if you get fucked up, you really get fucked up. Like, so if you have the opportunity, play your life like a game, not be a player. There's a difference. Okay. If you can take a step back from your entire life and look at it, this includes entrepreneurialism. Take a step back at your whole business and whatever it is that you're wanting to do, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, or not even going that far, because a lot of people really do push it out that far, including myself. Even just as minute as, let's just get through today. What are we going to do today? Okay, taking those little baby steps. What are we going to do the next few minutes? The 30 seconds of silence, man, I tell you what, that thing can feel like an eternity. An eternity. So if 30 seconds can feel like an eternity, what can you do in a whole day? A lot. You'll lose your mind, but you can do a lot. And again, it all takes, they say in around that everything in moderation, right? And I think, how much is tithings? 10% for tithings. So, you put your 10% in a little bit of everything every day. Say, okay, for example, I have my schedule, right? You have your own thing that you do, right? Or if you don't, maybe you can make something, right? I know where I'm going with this. So when you're building out your day or whatever, be realistic, start small. Throw one thing on there. I'm going to do this one thing today. But continue it through the rest of the days. And then adjust it as you're going along, because you're going to evolve. Your day is going to evolve. What you're doing in your day is going to evolve. So you have to be flexible enough not to break. Bend, don't break. And so don't overdo it. But, I would max out at 10 things a day, because that's 100%. If you put 10% into 10 things every single day, and 5 of those are my mandatory. My mandatory 5 are: eat 1 full meal a day at a minimum. Hydrate a full gallon every day. Which I don't even take that as my own advice. I don't even listen to that. But either way, you should do it. I need to do it. Whatever. Wash yourself and your clothes and your stuff. Brush your hair and your teeth. If you got pets, brush them too. And then, so I said, eat, hydrate, brush, wash. Oh yeah, behave. Now do good for others and for yourself. Do good for others and yourself is my 5. So there's your 5 things that I already told you what to do. So there you started off with 5. I've already given you 5 things. The other 5 things are for you to decide. Okay. Um, and like I said, those are mandatory 5 things every single day that you have to do. Mandatory. So, the other things are not mandatory. Those are the things you already know what you need to do. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? Other than just work, which I mean, I get it. Finances suck and everything's really fucking expensive. And the adjustment is closing that gap is very difficult. We're literally straining on strings. But it's possible. It is possible. And if there are people, mind you, that took opportunities in the past that are now wealthy beyond measure, whether that be financially, monetarily, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I have no idea. When you choose, you decide. But for those who have done it before, it is possible to do again. It's just not in the same way. You have to find a new way of doing it. Okay? So, same thing with content creators. We're always constantly trying to figure out what's the next hottest thing, right? And now with AI, we're all kind of screwed in that aspect. But as far as like human content creation, we're constantly now currently in competition with something that's like 1,000 times greater than we ever will be. So it's something to have to be, you have to be. The only way that you're going to be able to beat your competition is by being authentic. Okay? And literally what I'm saying that is that the only competition that you have, like you've heard before, is yourself. So if the only competition you have is yourself, and the only way that you can beat your competition is being authentic, then you have to find the truth within yourself of who you really are and what you want to do. Not some fake facade bullshit lie that you tell yourself that you think you want your life to be like. I want you to really think what you want your life to look like. And I want you to find out the steps that you have to take to get to whatever it is that you want to go towards. And I want you to start taking those first steps. I already gave you the first 5. It's up to you to take the next 5. Okay? And those first 5 you're going to have to keep up with on your own. So, even if you're just going to add one a day, add one thing that you want to do a day that is going towards a positive effect in your life, that is a goal or something that you want to maybe romanticize your life about. Like maybe you want to change something up in your life. Maybe when you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see, so you want to change something about that, you know? Or if you look around your surroundings and you don't like the way that your surroundings are, you can change that. Everything is changeable. Okay? The only thing that's not changeable is taxes. So, and death. So, um, so yeah, life is all up to you. And I can give you somewhat of an idea of a baseline of what has worked for me so far. But again, it goes back to, for me in that moment in time, in my circumstance, there has to be like this whole equation happening, like a mixing pot of soup, so to say. And I'm the rock at the bottom. You ever heard of that story? Stone soup? I suggest you look it up. So in the end, it's all going to be worth it, right? But if everybody gives their 10% and there's 10 people giving to their 10%, you got 100% of your day, right? So, or your thing, whatever it is that you're doing. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So, I forgot where I was going with this. But, just keep going. And if you feel like you can't handle everything right now, that's okay. You know, there comes a time in your life where just everything seems like it's so fucking overwhelming that you just want to take your own body off because it's grossing you out. You know what I mean? Like you just want to take your body off your soul. So I've felt here recently. I don't know why, but I did. And it was very unexplainable, really. But I felt it and it passed. And I'm glad for that feeling being gone. Hey. And now I'm moving forward from it, you know, and it takes crying. It takes fighting yourself. It takes belief. In whatever it is that you believe in. And if you don't believe in anything, you still believe in something. So, because you don't believe in anything. And to believe in nothing means that you believe in everything. Because nothing is the source of everything. So, since we are growing our ideas here, I wanted to put a little note in there that I do need to go by the library and get seeds to fill the empty spots for the garden around the house. So, and I also need to separate the plants that I did grow that I got too many of, and now I need to sell them. So, yeah. The Goodwill section for the every dollar envelope system has a new section which will be added to the Goodwill for the total amount spent on purchases for the eBay and Etsy selling sites, whatever. And then separate from that, we'll be selling supplies because if I just put Goodwill in there and put money in there, I'm just going to spend it. It's just going to happen. One cool thing that happened today, I did get to spend lunch with my daughter and her boyfriend. That was fun. It was a little bit more expensive than I was anticipating, but it was still fun. I got to see her. Let's see. Oh yeah, eBay has DIY guides for maintenance for your vehicles also, just to let you know. And there's a eBay code that I have for you guys. Oh, hold on, it's disactivated. Auto Deal 15. Try that. It's AUTODEAL 15. So Auto Deal 15. See if it works. It may or may not work, but it's on parts and accessories. It's 50% off of eBay if you're buying parts and accessories on there. So coupon codes. All right. So I think that walkthrough was pretty good. I'll just double check, make sure I'm covering everything.
thought you already got something to drink.
No, you said here. I'll drink it too.
Dang.
What?
That's a lot of drink.
Well, I need to stay hydrated, so I don't seem thirsty. Let's see. I don't know if he's good. Oh, there it is. Ha ha ha. Magic. That's the one I was looking for. Okay. So, don't mix those. Can't be near you. This way. Alright. Picks, live yard sale. Change title, spring cleaning, pricing, add new items, send out packages. Okay, check. Print lists per room. Did not do. Passwords, Goodwill, garden, maintenance, contact. Oh, contact information, IC for the vehicles. Dashboards, inventory, charging station, wardrobe, and link tree. Check out my link tree. It's in my About Me section. If not, it's like on all my social media. So it's in my bio. My link is in my bio. Canva versus Doc, Google Designs. Keep working on planner PDF and social media posts. Okay, so this is like little personal notes for myself that I just read to y'all. I'll no longer be a victim of life circumstances. Always the student, even as a teacher. When I win, everyone wins. Oh yeah, I gotta transfer Twitch to YouTube. Okay. So, on to next. I do need to print out another meal planner. Because Jeffy Puss was asking me, and I forgot. Oh, no. Ow. Okay. Alright, now what did I just sit on? Okay. So, printing out grocery thing. Come on now. So, I'll put that on the fridge in a second. After I put it back in the binder. I'm making a copy. I don't forget. Gracias. Alright. Show that. Done. And back. Down. Schedule. Down. Right. I made the mistake of throwing out my previous schedules. So, because my brain is much better when I'm sleeping, then sometimes I can't go back and review. So, I don't school myself. So keep up with your shit. Anyway. Baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you wanting to leave soon?
Just whenever you're through.
Okay.
Why?
I was just wondering. I didn't know what your plans were. Or what you were want to do. Okay. So, print thrift list, finish PDF planner, CPTSD, mental health abilities for languages. All right, I'm going to have to pull a lot of this stuff forward. Okay. So, review will be next Wednesday. Review. Just putting a note in there. I'm probably going to end up doing it Monday, but either way. Coupon codes, items, watch return, actual budget. Yeah, coupon codes. Need to find out about the USDA loans, credit repair, government loans and contracts, and local resources. Shift bag, pre-packed. Start of May. Filler seats from library. Yep. Design dream vehicle. Alright, so I'm going to end it here because I'm getting a shit ton of messages from my kids and I think Jeff wants to leave. So I'm gonna talk to you guys later, maybe. Bye. Now behave.